halves. And the skippers waiting at the center circle. They're ready to get going, and it's been a tough start to the tournament. Vinay Nagesh Kondamuri will be the man in the middle with the whistle. Kishan Singh and Reddy Rajan Naidu will be the linesmen, and Divyesh Rajneesh Ule will assist him from the sidelines. Ravishankar Jayaraman will be overseeing this game. You will be expecting a pleasant encounter, and myself, Pranav Venkatesh, bringing all the live action to you with a smile. Skippers of both the sides, Krishna Bhatti of Casa Barwani and Monisha, Pudhuvai Unicorns, referees getting comfortable with the final formalities before these sides get into one final team huddle before the big kickoff. It's a tough start, but Casa Barwani Soccer Club, Deepak Chauhan especially, showing a lot of trust in his players. Only one change to the lineup that lost. It is Anupama Chauhan coming in for the injured Jaya as Uma Kevat starts in goal, Uma Ivanti and Sanya Yadav in defense. The skipper Krishna Bhatti will have the help of Anu Gupta and Bindya Verma in midfield. Rajwanti, Samiksha, Tanya Gole, and Ayushi Gole, the Gole twins, will be the big hitters in attack. Similar story for Pudhuvai Unicorns. Only one change from coach Dinesh Kumar. It is a change in goal. That is to be noted. Charu Netra coming in for Vinita in between the sticks. Defense and on the attack will remain same. Kirtana comes in as well for Deva Mitra missing out the previous game due to an injury. Jaya, who started the previous game, just missed out to an injury, is fit enough just to be as a substitute, and Deva Mitra will be hoping to make a better impact this time. All said, words out of the way now. It is time for the action to kick off on this Monday evening to kick off your Blues. You can see the bank of four at the back, four in the middle, and two in the forward line ready to press for Pudhuvai Unicorns. What better than the classic 4-4-2 formation? An ageless classic, people will say. And at the moment, it seems like a front three for Casa Barwani. It will be very interesting to see how they line up because they have named five forwards on paper. And they do get us underway, attacking from left to right of your screen in all purple. Our Casa Barwani. And well, the new goalkeeper, Charu Netra, forged into action right from the kickoff. Getting a feel of the ball and moving it swiftly from right to left of your screen in green and black are Pudhuvai Unicorns from Pondicherry. A nice pass out wide, but the defender is alert on her toes. Being forward by Uma. First start of the tournament for Charu Netra. She was on the bench for the opening couple of games. It was Vinita between the sticks, but the coach has seen something that he wanted to change after a couple of losses on the trot. Can she help a side keep a first clean sheet and seal all 3 points? A risky pass across the defensive line. Lovely shot, give and go between the players. Pudhuvai Unicorns. Change it from the right to the left. Here is a chance to test the fullbacks. Jeremy on the left flank. Tries to go around Ayushi Gole. The defender does better, but there is a slip up in the box. And fortunately, for the side from Barwani, Madhya Pradesh, the ball bobbles out of the attacker and it is a goal kick. You can see the intent there. The Unicorn switching prey from right to left in a flash, taking on the fullbacks. But it was refreshing to see Ayushi get back and defend her flank. Once again, they double up. Well spun in the middle of the pitch. There are options though. The skipper Krishna Bhatti starts in the defensive midfield, but we all know how dangerous she is. She will keep joining the attack. She will pitch back to defend. She does whatever is needed for her team. Unicorns winning the ball back but not able to take advantage out of it. A couple of loose passes all around the field as the ball goes to Uma Kewat in goal. Well, that was a bit theatrical in the third minute, wasn't it? Grabbing the ball and going down. She has a chance to display her kicking now. Gets it away a fair bit of distance, putting the defender under pressure. A half-baked clearance, allowing chance for Casa Barwani to sneak in behind, but the referee raising his flag for an offside offence. Well, perhaps Anupama Chauhan was too eager to get on the end of that. The winger didn't realize she was in an illegal position before attacking that. A cautious start from both the sides, but the signs are Pudhuvai Unicorns are playing some better football, and as I speak, the commentator's curse strikes. She was in an offside position, and the flag will go up against her as well. Tanya Gole. Well, it is a dangerous game that the Pudhuvai Unicorns are playing. They are playing out from the back confidently with short passes, but when you get those passes wrong, you have to defend with everything. They were lucky to get away with a mistake there. Now, some nice footwork from Kirtana. She tries to get the cross in, and Uma is the favorite for that. Well, Kirtana M, the number 10 of Unicorns, the only player amongst the goals for them in the last couple of games. She missed the previous game due to an injury and she was recalled straight back into the lineup. Her coach knows the importance and the threat she brings to this attack. Kavita spreads it to the right flank. Well, pass between the lines. That is Kirtana dropping in again. Look at the technique she has got. Traps the ball with a lovely first touch and then spins in behind, leaving two defenders in her wake, but the ball goes out for a throw in there. Once again, riding down the right flank. Here are the Unicorns. Getting the cross in. There is space. The goalkeeper misses it. It must be the opener, but no. Well, that was Janani who fluffed the lines. That was a genuine chance for the Unicorns to take the lead. But look at the gaps in the defense of Casa Barwani. Uma Kewat gets it all wrong. And Janani, probably it was handed to her on a silver platter. She had a decent first touch as well, but the connection was all wrong on that finish. She just had to guide it into an empty net. She tries going for the power shot, ends up scuffing it badly. A lucky escape for Casa Barwani, and perhaps a wake-up call to defend better. Well, the defense was literally in tatters there. The fullback and centre-back were in a parallel line. That is the last thing any coach wants to see out there on the pitch. But here is Tanya, trying to progress aside towards the other end. She is on the ball, demanding it yet again, but this time hit rashly by Anu Gupta out of play. Now, the cries for support. Once again, the cross, but this time Uma Kewat ends up spilling it. The Unicorns are finding great joy attacking down the flanks and taking advantage of some laxity defending from their opposition, but here is a lucky break. The skipper under immense pressure but does so well to retain possession. Here are the goalie twins. Well, the idea was right. Just play it around the corner. Ask a strike partner to run onto it. But hits it with a lot of power, making it literally impossible. Pudhuvai Unicorns finally finding some joy attack-wise in this game. Maybe it's about converting those chances into goals. A couple of early chances for them. Well, look at the dashing run again coming in from Janani on your near side of the screen. More good play. This is very good football. Fast, slick, full of skills. Taking on the defenders with confidence. And there is a player that has dropped in the wake of it all. Well, Casa Barwani have really struggled to get a foothold in this game early on. And they're eager to restart, aren't they? They know that they have got the momentum. A good early start. They don't want anything to take it away. Well, that was the chance. What a chance that was. Janani had an empty net, literally. Perhaps the pressure of the goalkeeper hunting her from behind forced her into taking a rash shot. It will resume with a long throw in. Murugeshwari seeks a green shirt in the box. But they cannot be crowded out. There is a foul there. I think the impact got it in the favor of the woman in purple there. There was too much momentum in the forward as she dashed through the defender. Uma Kevat, a bit of a sketchy start, a couple of silly parries. I think she'd have loved to do it better, especially early on in the game. No nonsense defending, absolutely there. Rajwanti kicking it straight out of play. But now that is a brilliant turn on her left foot to shoot. This time, Uma Kevat is equal to it. Kirtana showcasing what a good footballer she is. Lovely jockey there with the defender. Spun it with. And then on her strong foot, took a shot towards the near post, trying to catch Uma out. But that was some smart goalkeeping. Well, on your left foot, you'd certainly know should go for that far post. Try to curl it past the goalkeeper. Very clever forward play that to go for the near post and catch the keeper out. But equally, the goalie was up for it as well. Now another lovely move. Give and go down the left flank. A chance to reload it into the box. There goes the cross. The defender is alert. A miss kick clearance. And the shot strikes the crossbar. Pudhuvai Unicorns still keep up the pressure. And this time Uma makes the save. Perhaps injures herself in the process. Well, I think she should have done better. On the right foot, it was straight at the goalkeeper, who had no problems catching it. But talk about the move from earlier. Hema on that left flank, offering herself as an attacking option. A lovely one to slice the defense open. And another excellent cross that Sania Yadav failed to clear. It gave a clear chance for Pudhuvai Unicorns to take the lead, but they rattled the crossbar. Well, only opening 10 minutes have gone and they should have been 2 up. Casa Barwani are in for a long evening if things continue this way. Deepak Chauhan instructing his players already. He is not happy with what's going on in the defense, in the back line. Well, I think you could lay a part of the blame on the midfield as well. They have been too casual, allowing the Unicorns to storm forward easily. After those initial fumbles, Uma is finally at the party with a couple of good saves to earn her wages well. Once again, the Unicorns on the left flank. The same chance of a give and go opened up on that side again. Between Hema and Janani. There goes the early cross in the area of chaos. Defender heads it. She is under pressure. And now that she has put a foot on it, the goalkeeper couldn't collect it. They're just happy to clear it out for a corner. Some chaos going on in the box of Casa Barwani. They look like a side on the verge of a break. And in swinging corner. Watch out for an Olympic goal. She might go for glory. But that was towards the far post. And the ball ends up in the back of the net. That was long overdue. In the short 12 minutes we have played, Pudhuvai Unicorns, good value for money, have taken the lead with a superb header. A lovely cross towards the far post with power and pace. And that was an excellent header from Shubhashini down into the ground. Placed it towards that bottom corner. No chance for any goalkeeper in the world. What a fast start this has been for the Unicorns. Now, that was probably used in the training ground. Kickoff played back, and then the long ball going forward. A confirmation. Shubhashini scoring her first goal of the campaign. Well, she will always be a threat in these kind of set piece situations. And despite the attackers making the fast start, it is the centre back that came to the party to give her side the lead. But again, you have to ask, how generous are the back line of Casa Barwani? They're failing to get the tackles in, they're failing to get the challenges in. A lot of issues for the coach to solve. Conceded 5 goals in the previous game to Intakashi, and now inside the quarter of an hour they've already conceded 1. Hopeful punt forward, but there is the goal scorer doing her original defending duties this time. So casually spins past Tanya Gole. Well, you could certainly say she won't be happy by just playing a defender there. A lot of space for the Unicorns to impose themselves on the game. The lack of press from Casa Barwani is playing into their hands. Tries to spin with the ball, loses her bearing for a minute. Now here is a chance. The flag stays down. Well, it is a golden opportunity. Can she find the finish? But Anupama Chauhan is denied by a fantastic save by Charunetra. Well, everyone switched off. It was only Anupama. I think she went for the wrong kind of finish. The situation opened up for her to take the ball past the goalkeeper perhaps and then slam it into an empty net, or even open her body up and use her left foot to find the bottom corner. But Anupama Chauhan probably was deterred by an onrushing Charunetra. Tries to toe poke it past the goalkeeper, ends up hitting her. Well, that will do Charunetra's confidence a world of the good. A first appearance in the tournament for her side. And what a good save that was. Well, perhaps this comes as a jolt to the Unicorns because they have been rarely tested at the back line. And suddenly, the flag stays down. A forward was running clear on goal. I think they'll be saying, well, if we do better, we might stand a chance offensively. This is a good sign for Casa Barwani to keep attacking. The skipper tries to thread one into the middle. But now here is the inherent threat of a break. Up against 2 defenders, but the pass lets Kirtana down. And the Unicorns get on the ball in a flash. Yuvarani keeping it down. It is Hema on the spin, receiving the ball once again. She is looking very dangerous. Foot race between the players. Hema up for it. Now here is Jaya. Sanya Yadav gets on the right side of her. This is better. Just keep your body close to the defender, close to the attacker, and snatch the ball away when the window appears. They need a period where they can stabilize on the ball. Just put their foot down. And now a long effort from outside. The goalkeeper does well to get a palm to it. Perhaps it was traveling into the back of the net. Great effort there from Yuvrani to spot the chance. But the ball's trajectory was well read by Umar there. Well, look at the audacity to go for that. I think it was certainly a goal. Had Umar failed to get a hand on it. But now another corner. Can they double their advantage this time? The header is not timed perfectly. But the Unicorns will recycle the attack. Hema collects it brilliantly for Yuvrani, who sends the cross into the middle. The goalkeeper called for it. And her defense responds well by leaving it. I think they're gradually improving the attack just a couple of minutes before. And the communication between the defenders improving as well. Because when you concede an early goal, you are left with no options but to improve it. Is improvise or perish in this tournament especially. Well, the defense has come to a standstill. There is chance for the attack to go on. Well, how lazy were the centre backs to read that? I think they were waiting for the flag to go up. But the attackers of the Pudhuvai Unicorns gave their all to get in behind. You just play to the whistle. You cannot wait for the offside flag to go up and save you, can you? Well brought down by the centre backs. The passing range of the Unicorns has impressed me quite a lot. They are not afraid to play balls like this that can slice the defense open. Here is the fullback rushing on goal. She tries to square it. Well, perhaps she was trying to be too unselfish there. Hema. Well, I was expecting the net to bulge and the fullback to shoot. But she tried to square it for the striker to set up a tap in. Well, Dinesh Kumar, I don't know what his reaction would be. Whether he was happy that their players are trying to be unselfish or whether he was angry that they're not trying to finish off the chances that they're getting. Well, just as I was talking about the passing range, we just saw another excellent crossfield pass from the Unicorns inside their own half towards the left flank. It caught the defense off guard there. And Sania Yadav is down in some terrible pain, needing a reinforcement. There are a couple of defensive options for Casa Barwani, Anshika and Vidya, who haven't made an appearance. A small chance for the players to regroup there. The midfield has been too brittle. They've surrendered the control to the Unicorns completely in the middle of the park. And other substitutes hoping for a chance to impress. think they're trying to work her up so that she can carry on with the game. The referee has allowed the play to be restarted. They're a player down. Casa Barwani need to be at their best. And now they have a counter opportunity. Is it a lot for Anupama to chase? And yes, it is a lot. The number 11 wanted a gentle pass on that occasion. But Uma Ivnati ends up overhitting it. Again, look at the time and space the Unicorns have. They will certainly go for passes like this when they see the gaps opening up. Yet again, winning the ball back has never been more easy. There is the skipper deputizing as a defender. A good dash from behind by Ayushi Gole to concede a corner. The coach is certainly waiting for Sania Yadav to join the fray. Well, I don't think it is wise for them to play on with 10 players for a longer period of time, because another goal here could really kill the contest. Another delivery with so much flight on it this time. Headed partially clear by the defense. Another cross comes down along the ground. This time Uma gives the call and makes the claim. Into the second quarter of the game. An excellent start by Pudhuvai Unicorns. They have been at it since the word get go. And Shubhashini gave them the lead from a well-worked corner. There was a huge chance for Anupama down the other end as well. But the number 11 failed to beat an on-rushing Charunetra. I think they're playing with a lone forward, but there you see Anupama retreating from an offside position very casually. Here is another opening. But Kirtana, the flag goes up against her. She has found it easy. Back from an injury, straight into the lineup. She's eager to get her second goal of the campaign. Scored the only one in the game against Indian Arrows. And she missed the game against Roots altogether. Now that she's back, she wants action and a goal to her name. A good throw in down the line. Trying to play it into the middle with some intricate passing, but a good tackle coming there from Anu Gupta to snatch the ball away. Well, I think this is what they were missing. Putting some tackles in the middle of the park. Do not let your opposition get comfortable on the ball. The moment they see that they have time and space, they will start going for extraordinary passes, and more often than not, it comes out beautifully. That was exactly how the Unicorns created multiple chances. Now that we have seen Casa Barwani put some tackles in, they have to work that bit extra hard, and there will be errors creeping up into the game. Well, that was not extremely ideal there, was it? Giving the ball away to the opposition straight from a throw-in. Dancing down the flank. A good tackle there, a good intervention, a much needed one from Sania Yadav, who is back on the pitch and moving freely. It looked like she was completely out of the frame as Jeremy was running onto it, but the centre back miraculously covered ground and put in a foot to send the ball towards her goalkeeper. Another attack incoming. The keeper puts on her sweeping boots and comes up to clear the danger. A chance for Casa Barwani to take on the fullback, but she fails there miserably as she kicks the ground. Kirtana. Well, what a player she is. Look at the way she moves. full of agility. She keeps the opposition guessing about her next move and then picks out the best option. There goes the cross into the middle. Fails to bring it down. Anupama Chauhan on the break. Excellent recovery tackle that. This is the kind of pressure the Unicorns are putting. And now she doesn't give the return pass. She's going on a solo little run. That was just too greedy, perhaps, from Ranjini. Well, you could not blame it. The opportunity opened up as soon as she skipped past one defender. She tried to curl it towards the near post. Maybe Uma had it covered, but it was off target anyways. The goal kicks have been wasteful. They've tried a different tactic now. The centre back taking one, but still the result will be the same. It will be the Unicorns charging forward to send another cross in. She has been so busy in that goal. Uma Kewat, as if she wasn't tested enough in the previous game. The relentless pressure doesn't go away in this one as well. And on top of all this, she had a shaky start to this game. But look at her confidence to recover from those mistakes and put on a solid performance despite letting a goal in. Once again, Jaya, the way she is running into those half spaces between the centre back and the defender and then cutting in. It's all too easy for them. That was a hopeful cross straight at the goalkeeper though, no curve on it. And to make matters worse, no attacker was there in the box. Once again, failing to string a couple of passes together. Casa Barwani will find it very hard to come back into this game if they keep giving the ball away as soon as they get it. Possession stats would make for an interesting reading now, perhaps. Kirtana on the flank this time with some space to run in behind. Sends the cross. It must be a tap in, but it is Janani fluffing her lines once more. I think her eyes lit up as soon as the cross came in. She was thinking of the spectacular. Try to volley it home. Ends up missing the ball altogether. The players just take a little breather for a cooling break. What a start this has been by the Unicorns. Was this the same side that played the previous two games? Something changed and they are on their way to the first victory as things stand. But remember, it is a single goal advantage only. Anything can happen in football. Oh, we have seen it plenty of times. But to just make things sure, they will be searching for that security goal. They're hanging on the ropes in this bout. But Pudhuvai Unicorns are looking like that pro boxer who's just enjoying their time out in the ring, punching against a novice who are letting their guards down time and time again. It will be a matter of time before the pro lands their knockout punch. Can they tighten up? Can they tighten their defense up and then see or try to land a blow in the opposite direction? Sanya towards the skipper. But that is the team of the day as they give away the ball once again. towards Vijay Jayanti. Well, look how comfortable every player in a green is on the ball. The collecting the ball with ease, the technical security is there, spinning away and finding passes to their teammates while she was under no pressure. Well, that is really, really disappointing from Casa Barwani. Aishi Gole, just she had no options. And to make matters worse, it looks like she was injured. Can we cut us some slack? Perhaps she put it out of play to draw the attention of the referee there. She goes down. But perhaps this explains why she put the ball straight out of play when there were options for her. Another defensive concern. Sanya Yadav already received treatment on the touchline before joining her team back. This time it is Ayushi. They're still pondering what to do now. Down to 10. Once again. The last time Casa Barwani went down to 10, they generated a sensational chance. Can they repeat it? But first things first, they have to defend the situation. Hema gets up for a long throw in. Shubhashini enjoying all the time in the world to find a defensive partner. Kirtana's cross towards the middle, deflected by the defender, will go out for a corner. It looks like a mismatch at this point, but thankfully the scoreline tells you a different story. They're still in this game, but I think as soon as that second goal goes in, this will end as a contest perhaps. Janani on her left foot with an in-swinger this time. Towards the near post. Well met by Bindia Arjun Verma. Patiently seeking passes, and that is a lovely through pass. A bit wider than she anticipated. Hema can only manage to find Uma with a cutback. All things said, that was a poor delivery from the corner, because the basic rule is to beat the first player when you take a set piece. That was headed away by the first defender on the line. And just moments later, Hema thought she was played in, but the ball was a bit wider, making it impossible for her to shoot first time. Tanya there, trying to bring it down acrobatically, could only force it out of play. Well, it is up to that forward line to put some pressure. They ventured into the opposition half. Why not just put the tackles in? A couple of bursts of sprint from Samiksha, Tanya, and Rajwanti will worry the opposition, will just let them know that they're not going away anytime soon. Now Aishi Gole. It is encouraging for the coach to see her join her side. Back to an 11 versus 11 for the final 10 minutes of the first half. Monisha there in the middle. The skipper has been superb for her side. Well, the clearance missed. A chance now. The cross goes into the middle. It will be an easy catch for Uma. Hema has had a sensational first half. On that left flank, started as the left back, but if you take a look at her heat map, she spent more time attacking that flank, almost as a left winger there. The skipper doing excellently to win the ball, but what use is it for if the next move is to give the ball away so cheaply. Again, a line breaker on the right. Yuvrani gets the cross, turn towards goal, and a fantastic save. Well, what a reaction save that was from point blank range. Ranjani could not believe that she didn't convert it. And finally, here is the substitution. Sanya Yadav couldn't go on, perhaps, as she finally leaves the field to receive some proper treatment. It is Rachna coming on. Remember, she is a midfielder by trade, but she has to deputize in defense, or perhaps some rearrangement. But here is the corner. Better delivery this time. But the goalkeeper is the favorite to it. Even before the ball reaches her, the referee blows a whistle in the team's favor. Well, if we could get a chance to look at the save that Uma Kewat has made a moment earlier. A good cross coming in from Yuvrani. Ranjani just flicks it from that near post. It was on target. There was virtually no reaction time, but Uma somehow miraculously palmed it behind for a corner. Barwani have to thank their keeper multiple times for getting them out of soup. Well charged by the skipper, but Rachna, her first involvement in the game, and to no one's shock, it is just booting the ball straight out of play for some safety. Tanya Gole coming back to win possession for a side. Here is Tanya. Well, tries to seek Samiksha, but the defense of Pudhuvai Unicorns is in a good shape to easily cut it out. Well, this is what I wanted to see all game long. Just get those bodies in and make those tackles. This time, overhit by a bit. And just like that, Casa Barwani have it thrown in a good position. Can they end the half on a high? Do we have a twist in the tail? Here is the substitute Rachna. Samiksha under pressure. Well, that was sloppy. She was trying to find the skipper Krishna. Well, she does win it. The linesman gives the ruling in her favor though. Cross towards the middle. A good chance to test Charunetra, but the number 13 of Pudhuvai Unicorns is up for it once again. She was pretty much anonymous in the game after making that great save, but this time she had to be there as Anu Gupta could have clearly had a tap in if the goalkeeper failed to show up, and now here is a chance. The centre back putting a body on the line. But the striker gets the shot away anyways, as it was just off target. Uma Kewat will be taking it herself. They tried it with a centre back. The kicking, one of the major aspects, just tried to send it into the opposition half. A couple of headers in the midfield might turn the tide for them. Skipper Krishna couldn't retain the possession over there. Now here is Janani. Good aggression from Krishna, winning the ball for her side, but Ayushi cannot take advantage of it as the ball comes straight back in. But now Samiksha running down the right flank, tries to send the early cross. She could have waited. There were no options in the middle, but she went for the cross anyways. Another long ball over the top. Shubhashini wins a free kick. Very clever play from the defender. Knew that pressure was coming in, knew that Tanya would have loved to take a shot. She just stood in the way, got pushed, and the referee had the easiest decision in the world to make. Tried to play it across the field, gives it away. Casa Barwani seeing a bit of the ball in the opposition half. But they fail to take some advantage of it as the defense gives the ball away. Samiksha trying to release the striker, but ends up overhitting the pass there. Anupama Chauhan was interested. Remember, she was the one who had a sensational chance, but she got into a soup on her own. The ball was running away from her, tried to toe poke it through the legs of Charunetra, who made a fantastic save. Well cut out by the left back. I think they have identified the weak spots. The half spaces between the centre back and full back are the areas where the Unicorns try to hurt them from. But what a sensational pass this is. Lovely layoff into the middle. Here is Kirtana, but she is offside. Well, I thought why the play was going on at 0.5x speed. That was the real reason, wasn't it? Playing an ultra high line now. Casa Barwani. Well, is this the stage that they start to make a move? Because they know they cannot sit back and relax. But this time, the offside flag will not go up. It was a foot race. Kirtana wasn't fancying herself as the defender rushed across. Stolen by the purple shirts. Samiksha runs into a block of two green shirts. She will find her midfielders. But Anu Gupta has a pocket picked. Unicorns charging forward. Now faced up against the defender. She does well to hold the position. Cross hit. Kirtana was offside there. Kavita making a very good dash. But her decision to pick the star forward puts her team in trouble there. About to find out the added time. 5 minutes says the referee. Says the fourth official, beg your pardon. Perhaps the couple of injury breaks to Sanya Yadav and Ayushi Gole, the reason for those delays. Well, when you look back on the half, Pudhuvai Unicorns would be mad at themselves for not getting that second goal, which might prove costly. Well, as I was just speaking, Kirtana produces the goods out of absolutely nowhere. She was getting boxed into that right-hand corner. She let in a hopeful cross fly, and the ball ends up into the back of the net. Well, I think the keeper has to have that under her control. But you cannot blame her. Such was the deception from Kirtana. She was trying to line it up as a cross, but in the last moment, pulled it towards the goal. The ball hitting the inside of the crossbar and then bouncing in kindly. Well, this was what they tried previously as well. From the kickoffs, I think Casa Barwani's best attacking bits have certainly come from kickoffs, haven't they? Because in open play, they've absolutely looked without inspiration. Taking no risks when pressed. The Unicorns get out of jail very easily. And just with that second goal, Kirtana brings up her second of the campaign as well. Back from an injury and back amongst goals. This might be the goal that seals the result for them, because remember, anything less than a victory today for the Pudhuvai Unicorns would spell the end of the road. That is a lovely turn from Vijay Jayanti. Thanya Gole was coming in, just took the ball, and just spun in behind. You can see Sania Yadav leaving the pitch on a stretcher. Very sad sight for any football fan. Hema knew she was offside. A number of offsides today by the forwards of the Unicorns. Too eager to catch the defense off. Dinesh Kumar's side just getting that security goal in the added time of first half. Just when Casa Barwani thought they were getting away with it, but just conceding one goal going into the second half. Now the long punt towards the opposition goal. A bouncing ball, and then Charunetra once again is alert. Astania was closing it down. Rachna tried to stand her ground, but she was easily surpassed there. Good determination from her to win the ball back. Well, that is the question any defender faces. When a player is charging at you and there is a support, do you stick with your player or do you go up and put a tackle? Rachna chose to stick with the player and then wait for the opportunity. She was surpassed easily, but luckily she showed some great follow-up to win the ball back. And now once again, look at the run on her shoulder. She's trying to step up. Her centre backs aren't stepping up with her, which means there is a runner on her back. It is Ranjani now playing off that left-hand side. They're taking turns to attack that flank, aren't they? Ranjani this time hooks it around the corner. The flag will stay down. And now, well, the goalkeeper spills it. It must be 3-0, and it is 3-0. Well, it is the 50th minute of the first half, and the defense of Casa Barwani have absolutely given up, putting the goal and the game on a platter for the Pudhuvai Unicorns. Why will they ever say no to such a gift? As soon as the ball was played in behind, they waited for the flag to go up. It didn't go up. And then the Unicorns attacked in unison, forced the issue. Uma Kevat committed herself earlier, and she couldn't help aside. Well, what a late end to the half this is for the Unicorns. You cannot say they aren't deserving of this lead. They should have had 5 or 6 goals, if you're being honest. Such was the quality of saves from Uma Kevat. But the goals they have scored in the stoppage time will certainly hurt them. Casa Barwani, just as they were thinking to get away with a 1-goal lead, end up conceding twice in the second half. Pudhuvai Unicorns 3, Casa Barwani Soccer Club 0 as we head into the halftime.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಬಿದ್ದೋಂಗಿದೆ ನನಗೆ ಭಯ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಲಟ್ಕು ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೇನಾದರೂ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿರಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೋಡಿ.
Casa Barwani came into the back of this game with a clean slate, but they got away with an early escape as the forward failed to get the ball cleanly, and then Uma Kevat made a great save from Kirtana. The Unicorns rattled the crossbar as well as Kevat followed up with a nice save. But that was where the damage started. A lovely cross headed in by Subhashni. And out of nowhere, Casa Barwani having the best chance of the game that Anupama Chauhan, the player who came into the lineup, failed to take. That was an audacious attempt from outside. Well outside, you have to say. But then Uma was there making save after save. It looked like we would be going into the halftime 1-0. Suddenly something changed And out of nowhere, the Unicorns have surged to a 3-0 lead. Look at the number of claims and saves she made. I think she'll be very disappointed with her defense for giving up so easily. That was the best of the lot. From close range, no reaction time. Makes a lovely save there. Charunetra just giving a reminder of her presence, but that goal should have been truly avoided. A tackle must have been put in there, but the goalkeeper should have also seen it coming as the ball hit the crossbar and fell in. And that was a terrible mistake from Uma herself. After all the good saves she made, a couple of lapses in concentration towards the end of the half has seen Pudhuvai Unicorns take an unassailable lead perhaps in the tie. 72% possession, 12 shots, 8 on target for them. It is an absolute barrage from them. Drawing 5 saves from Casa Barwani's custodian. 4 fouls there and no yellow cards, no red cards. It was a peaceful encounter. We will find out how this pans out in second half.
నేనే ఫోన్ చేయలేదు, నేనే మాట్లాడలేదండి. అనిల్ గారు నేను మాట్లాడలేదు. నేను బెంగళూరుకి వచ్చిన ప్రోగ్రామ్కి ఈ పోతాను. వాడు ఫోన్ ఎత్తలేవాడు. వాడు ఫోన్ ఎత్తుకున్నాడు. నేను 10వ తారీఖు అంటే చెప్పినా కదా ఈయనకి, ఎవరికి, గంగానికి. గంగాని మాట్లాడేదంటే ఎలాప మాకు చెప్తూ కదా పొద్దు అని చెప్తూ కదా కూర్చున్నది అంతే. 10వ తారీఖు వాళ్ళది కానీ కాకపోతే నా చీటి ఇదేముందో అది పూసి నీకు ఇచ్చేస్తాను లేదు వెళ్తా చెప్పుకుంటాను. నేను అనుకని నిజంగా వెళ్ళంటే ఇండియాలో ఎట్లా ఇట్లేమో అదంతా అయితే వస్తుందంటే అది వచ్చేది పోయి సెకండరీ ఎలాంటి చీటీలు అంతా అర్థం అయిపోయిందే. అవంతా కట్టుకొని ఊరికే దాన్ని దీన్ని తోసుకొని పోయాక వేయలేదు. ఎంతనారా అని ఎత్తుకొని షర్ట్ ఇచ్చేసామో నా బాధ నేను కలుసుకోవడం ఊరికే అది నిదానికి ఎవడో రాని చేద్దాం. ఇట్లా 10వ తారీఖు అంటున్నారు.
Welcome back to the second half action. The Unicorns, perhaps a bit relaxed about the situation. They are making the subs at the halftime. Nisha and Arti entering the field for them as Janani drops out. I think they have the feel that they have gotten the result in their favor even before the ball is kicked in the second half. It's about testing the bench strength.
ಬ್ರೈಟ್ನೆಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಐತಿ.
And we're underway in the second half, attacking from left to right of your screen. In green and black, other side with a comfortable lead to their name, the Pudhuvai Unicorns. Now trying to show a bit of aggression from the word go with their press and attacking from right to left of your screen in all purple. Our Casa Barwani Soccer Club. A couple of subs at half time. A bit too relaxing. Well, don't you think that if Casa Barwani conjure a couple of goals in this half, the coach would be looking back at this halftime substitutions perhaps? But if you look at it the other way around, it's about testing the bench strength. The goalkeeper comes a long way out. Uma Keva there, showing a lot of interest to put the dangerous Kirtana out of the box. She is on a hat trick, remember. Playing on from that right flank now. Good tackle coming in from Bindia. Wins the ball for her side. What will be the game plan from Casa Barwani? They're already 3-0 down. We have seen a couple of miraculous comebacks that have happened from this stage at 3-0 down in world football, haven't we? Of course, the miracle of Istanbul needs no introduction. Well, that was a skyer from Kavita. She just hoisted it high in the air and the keeper was there. One of the best comebacks in the history of football has come from this goal line at halftime. The miracle of Istanbul when Liverpool turned a 3-goal deficit to equalize the game against an AC Milan side studded with stars. Casa Barwani's situation is no different. They need some leaders. They need to score 3 goals and not concede another in the next 40 minutes. Well, by the way the things are going here, Pudhuvai Unicorns are playing no less than a prime AC Milan side. Rampant in attack, so solid at the back, and the goalkeeper making crucial saves when needed. Yuvrani with the outswinger this time. Takes it short. A lot of turning around presence coming into the fray now. Here is Vijaya laying it off for Yuvrani, who sends the cross this time. The goalkeeper spills it. A chance for a shot, but that was sliced away. The contact was all wrong. Was that a penalty? A goal kick, perhaps. But as soon as the player in green and black went down, the heart stopped for a micro moment for everyone as they thought the referee was pointing it to the penalty spot.
ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಓಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
Well, the second half has picked up from where the first half has ended exactly. No change in the script. Pudhuvai Unicorns doing all the attacking. While the bench players giggling amongst themselves, knowing that they will get the opportunity to take to the field today. Couple of substitutions already taking place as Aarti and Jima enter the field. The others will be hopeful that the coach Dinesh Kumar would give them a chance to prove themselves on the pitch. A bit better from Casa Barwani and a lovely spin. Now here is chance for Tanya to run at the defense. Has support on her left side. Will seek it. Uma Ivnati in an attacking role. Tries to go beyond the defenders. Nisha there, who just came on, was beaten. But her side can continue in the journey forward. Well, you just saw what could happen if Casa Barwani can keep the ball for a bit. It's a huge race for Kirtana. She manages to win that. How on earth is she doing everything to perfection this evening? Here is Vijaya. Tries to find a pass towards the edge of the box, but gets dispossessed. To win it back ever so quickly. Shot from outside the box at a comfortable height and a comfortable save for Uma. Well, look at the afterburners Kirtana turned on while trying to reach that pass on the right flank. It is hard to imagine that she was out injured in the first game. After the first game, she has come back fit and strong and in the same goal scoring form. Here is Nisha. You can understand. A bit cold on the ball. She just came on. A mistake there. Allowing chance for Aarti, the substitute, to run in behind. Here is Kirtana. Just look at the skill. Bamboozling the defenders in her path. Cross will be kept alive on the left flank. Samiksha snatches it away. With the skipper, Monisha will retrieve it for a side. They're finding it all too easy once again. The Unicorns play a pass in behind the defense. Another box entry with ease. Options for cutback, but Uma stands in the way. While you'd be wondering what went on during that 15-minute team talk, because it seems like nothing has changed. It is still the onslaught from the Unicorns continuing. Kirtana gets the return pass, but that was overhit. Put too much power on it. She is human after all, isn't she? Cannot win every foot race like a superhuman. Well, that was poor. Uma Kevat undoing all the good effort there by giving the ball away straight. A clean tackle. She got nothing but the ball. But it looks like the player still ended up getting injured in an unfortunate accident. Bindia had her eyes on the ball. No complaints from the player as well. Very fair play this. She knew that she was beaten. And Kavita very calmly making her way to a defensive position instead of making a fuss about it. Fair sport from both the sides. The referee awards a drop ball to the Unicorns. Well. Nisha gets a pocket picked once again. The defender looking a bit off pace compared to the rest of her teammates. She will take some time to get used to the conditions. In the meanwhile, a substitution in the offing for Casa Barwani. The coach has seen enough. He wants some more changes. This time Nisha does really well to get to the right side of Tanya and snatch possession. Here is the skipper. Drawing forward, there is some support. Samiksha cannot fire the pass in behind. Look at the defensive line. This is really getting ridiculous from the Pudhuvai Unicorns. Their confidence levels, they're stepping up towards the halfway line, knowing that they will catch the Casa Barwani forwards offside. Kudos to the coaching staff. They have got everything to perfection today. Just be wondering, is it all coming too little too late? As they lost two crucial games to Indian Arrows and Roots in their opening two games. This good performance could all mean for naught if the other results don't go their way and even if they win their next game. That is a kind deflection, but Nisha is there to sweep it up. A couple of positive interventions, building her confidence slowly. Well, you're seeing them get a little bit complacent. The passes not finding the usual targets. And now yet again, this is a great chance, but the flag goes up against Tanya Gole. The defense is catching everything offside. Perhaps they will even catch a sneeze offside in the kind of form they're in. The forwards would be absolutely devastated whenever they want to put a run in behind because they know they'd be a fraction late. Doubling up to get the tackle. Here is Uma. On to Tanya. That was a blatant shirt pinch. Advantage awarded by the referee. And it is Casa Barwani who kind of take the advantage from the situation. Ball over the top. And again, as expected, the flag will go up against Anupama Chauhan. Brilliant spell of play. I think they're just flexing their muscles right now about how good they are defensively. For a side that conceded 3 goals in the previous 2 encounters. Look at the composure in this game. Under pressure, Shubhashini fails to get it away. Here is Anupama. Locked in a battle. The Unicorns could finally clear it towards Aarti. Both the substitutes settling well into the game. Crossfield pass intercepted by Uma, but it will break kindly for Ranjini. Wins to throw in on that near side. Vijaya plays it into the middle. The defender heard a call from a goalkeeper, heeds to it as Uma Kevat makes the pounce. Anupama once again. The tall and imposing Vijay, beg your pardon, the tall and imposing Shubhashini comes in a way. Just she stands there right in her path, leaving Anupama Chauhan nowhere else to go except go ram into her and lose the ball. I think they'll be happy by the way the things are going. They know that they do not have 3 goals in them perhaps, but the thing they have in their hand is to do damage limitation. And chances like this might come. There will be no flag this time. A chance to make it 3-1, but that was a poor finish from Tanya Gole. Well, she could have placed it anywhere, but she decides to put it straight into the path of Charunetra. Well, this was a ticket back into the game for Casa Barwani. Tanya Gole would be kicking herself for not taking that opportunity. The goalkeeper was rooted to the spot. She could have gone towards her right. She could have gone towards her left. But where does she go? Straight into the goalkeeper's grateful arms. That was very, very poor forward play from the striker. She has craved for service all game long. She was running in behind all game long. When she did it from a legal position, she misses the finish up. In the meanwhile, a great tackle coming in from Rajwanti. Well, look at that. The technique. Again, once again, the shooting technique. You just cannot poke the ball. You have to place the ball. Use the inside of your foot. Strike it on the sweet spot. Just gently pass it into the bottom corner if you have to. But that was terrible technique. And this time, a good cross once again. But Uma showing her saving ability. Well, if you observe properly, in the first half, even Anupama Chauhan did the same. As she was running through on goal, the ball was just running away from her. She tried to poke it past the goalkeeper instead of trying to place it. Well, I wonder Deepak Chauhan has a lot to do on the training of the forwards. The finishing drills have to be on spot because poking the ball can only get you so far against good teams and goalkeepers. But encouraging signs. This time the flag might go up, and it does go up. Umayv Nati. Tanya pointed it into the exact space where she wanted it to be played. She got on the end of it, but she was offside throughout that time. Tackle well won. Good spell for Casa Barwani. They perhaps need a goal to believe they have something in this game still to play for. Past the mark. No goals in the second half. Would be a minor success for Casa Barwani. The damage limitation part is going well to plan. But the part where they need to score 3 goals is not going perfectly, is it? Another careless shrug. For the first time in this game, Pudhuvai Unicorns are under a bit of the pump. It's important for them to showcase their character, to prove that they can keep a clean sheet and finish off the result. The substitute Rachna will fancy herself to go long. A lot of power into the box, but the defender reads it well. Pressure piling on. Umayv Nati snatches the ball away as she enters the box. Can she find the right pass? She tries to poke it with the outside of a boot. Once again, Charunetra making the claim. I think on this occasion you could not fault her. That was a strong foot. She didn't fancy her left foot enough. Just went with the right foot, swung at it. Perhaps she could have gone for the goal herself as well. An injury there near the technical area of Casa Barwani. The players appealed for a foul certainly, but Umayv Nati showed some good aggression to win the ball cleanly. The play is underway as the player still receives treatment. Headed behind. Well, both players chasing for the same ball. I think they have realized and realigned themselves. Aishi Gole caught from behind by Kirtana. Number 20 and number 10 involved in a battle. I think Kirtana will be eager to seal her hat trick. A right foot finish, a left foot finish, and now why not go for a header to make it a perfect hat trick to give your side the first victory. Good interception, well read in the middle of the park. But once again, the Unicorns come forward. Skipping away from challenges is Urani. Lays it off towards the right wing. Ranjani fires it to Urani again. This time, another comfortable save for Uma Kewal. Straight at her. Could look at the difference in shooting between these two sides. We have seen a lot of good shots on target from Pudhuvai Unicorns. The ball striking, the difference is clearly there to be seen. You could see how she shaped up, opened her body, and then swung her left foot swiftly through the ball to give it a curl. That is what is missing from Casa Barwani's players. They're just trying to poke the ball and hope for a better outcome. Here is Kirtana into the box on her left foot, but good pressure from Ayushi forces her out for a corner. Yet another substitution, the third of the game for the Unicorns in the making. I think Casa Barwani will be thinking about a sub or two because they are getting into good shape now. They need finishes. Parried away by the goalkeeper. A chance to send another good cross in a second bite of the cherry. The header goes just marginally wide. It's Deva Mitra who is entering the fray. Started the previous game. Was unfortunate to be taken off. As soon as Kirtana was fit, she will be replacing Ranjani. Yet again, the goal kick goes straight to the opposition. This time, bobbled up, and it falls kindly for Barwani. The skipper tried to play the release pass that could have gotten Anupama Chauhan away on her bike. Ball just staying out of play, perhaps. Into the final quarter of the game. There is life, but we are seeing very little glimpses of it. They're struggling to be alive. A goal will breathe some life into them. Can they get that much needed finish from? Krishna Bhati, the skipper, giving the ball away cheaply. Now the substitutes combining on that left flank. Devamitra to Aarti. The cross will come back in. It is overhit. But probably for the first time, the Unicorns have showed a lot of discipline while it came to crossing. Even if it did not find a teammate, they made sure that it stayed in play and tested the goalkeeper at the very least. But as far as I remember, this was the first cross that went to nothing and nowhere, absolutely. Well, yet again, well, why not take the goal kick shot? They're losing possession plenty of times, giving it to opposition straight away. Instead, you're allowed to have a couple of centre backs in your own box. Why not take a couple of short passes with them and then try to progress? I think they're repeating the same thing multiple times, expecting a different outcome. It is still just not materializing for
ಪೋಲ್
them.
ಅಡ್ಡ ಇದೆ ಪೋಲ್ ಅಡ್ಡ ಇದೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಆದ್ರೆ ಬಿದ್ದೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ಆಚೆ ಕಡೆ
Kicked clear by Ayushi. Now a ball across The face of the box, Uma once again is there to save the day for her side. I think that was missed by everyone. The goalkeeper probably had it covered very well. This was a much better kick, wasn't it? And now, was that a mistake from the defender? Tried to let it go. Aishi Gole was ready to pounce on it. This time, Aishi given the spin by Devamitra, the substitute. Did the goalkeeper get a hand to it? No, says the referee as he awards a goal kick. Yeah, that hit the side netting. No claim from the player as well. Devamitra knew it. Well, let me just walk you through the tournament, the group, and how we are standing at the moment. Well, that is if Pudhuvai Unicorns do give me a chance to catch a breath from their rampant attacking. It is a free kick in a very good position for the women in green. Fancy an effort on goal, or probably try to bring her teammates in, but she will go for goal. That was a bit wide, wasn't it? She gave it the laces, put a lot of power on it. Immediate disappointment there from Yuvrani. The name that translates to a princess in Indian languages. She's in fact the princess in the team to Kirtana's queenhood. Such is their bonding on the field. Two players always causing immense danger to the opposition. It looks like the victory will elude Casa Barwani once again in their long hunt for a win in this tournament. Remember, this is just the second season of Indian Women's League 2. Both these sides did take part in the inaugural edition as well in the 23-24 season. Casa Barwani played 4 games, drew once and lost all 3 games. Now here is a chance. Kirtana, can she complete a hat-trick? Well, she did, but it won't count as there is a foul in the build-up. What a well-taken finish that was. Kirtana showcasing excellent finishing form. That was a very good finish on the volley. There was every chance in the world that she could sky it, but she showed great control to cushion it into the back of the net. Speaking of Casa Barwani's performance in the previous edition, placed in Group B, 1 draw and 3 defeats for them. They've scored 4 while they have shipped 14 goals in those 4 games. Things looking ominous this time around as well. Well, everything from the name is interesting about this team. Casa Barwani. Casa is abbreviated for Champions Arena Sports Association, situated in the city of Barwani in Madhya Pradesh, from where this club hails. And the decision to use soccer club represents an American one, isn't it? Because the United States of America is famously known for using the term soccer instead of football clubs. In their second edition, they have started with a thumping defeat to Intakashi in the opener. The women from Varanasi scored 5 without reply, piling more misery on the team from Madhya Pradesh. And in the second game, they are crashing to another defeat. Have conceded 3 before halftime. Will be glad that they haven't conceded again in the next 30 minutes. We have to see how things unfold as they quickly imploded in the added time of first half. When will they find their first victory in this tournament? There are no answers. And Pudhuvai Unicorns from the Union Territory of Pondicherry, they had a very good first season out. They were placed in Group A. They ended up as the group winners. 3 wins and a draw. They have scored 6 goals, conceded only thrice. Kirtana was still the star of the show. They had other stars. Madhumati scored 3 in the group stages. Well, remember, winning the groups will give you a ticket to the final round of the Indian Women's League 2. But it was in that stage where they faltered in the key matchups. They've played 5 games, have won 2, drawn 1, and lost the other 2. The 2 losses to Nita FA and Shribhumi FC have sealed their fate as both teams went on to win promotion as the Unicorns were condemned to 4th position in the final round. Kirtana still managed to get a finish there. She managed to carry that goal scoring form into this season as they made
ಸರ್ ಬಾಲ್
a
ಅಲ್ಲಿದೆ
losing start to this season's edition in the hands of Indian
ಅಲ್ಲಿದೆ
Arrows Women's Junior. Kirtana scored the
ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿ
leveler for
ಕೊಡಿ
them on
ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್
that day,
ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿ ಹಂಗೆ ಕೊಡಿ ಸರ್
but
ಒಂದು
a
ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್
late winner from Valaina
ಸರ್
inflicted a 2-1 defeat.
ಸರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿ ಕೊಡಿ
It looked like the Unicorns would
ಸರ್
get back
ಥಾಮಸ್
on
ಅವರೇ
track, but they have lost their second game
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿ ಇದೆ
to
ಕೊಡಿ
Roots Football Club,
ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ
the Bengaluru's local side. A 1-0 defeat will certainly come as a dampener for them. But in the third game, they came in knowing that a defeat or a draw would spell the end of the road. They have to win and they have to pray that the other results go in their way to have a small chance of
ಏನು ಮ್ಯಾಚ್
qualifying to the final
ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬೇಕು
round. Now put out a statement today. Now the next jobs they have is to win their final game and pray that the other results go their way. Beg your pardon? Well, this is the Group B of the Indian Women's League 2, third match day, where we have 15 teams split into 3 groups of
ಹಾಂ
5 teams
ಸರಿ
each.
ಸರಿ
According to zones, in our Group B, we have a couple of teams from south of India, Roots, who calls Bangalore their home, Pudhuvai Unicorns from the Union Territory of Puducherry, and Indian Arrows, who would also train at Bengaluru, alongside the 2 teams, Casa Barwani from Madhya Pradesh and Interkashi from Uttar Pradesh. Meanwhile, well, yes, certainly, normality resumes. Thania Gole caught offside yet again. So, in the group stages, each team
ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿ
plays the other 4 teams once in a single leg round robin format. The top 2 would qualify to the final round. So, the winners and runners from all 3 groups would make it to the final stages, where every team plays the other 5 teams in a single leg round robin format. So after 5 games each in the final round, the top 2 would progress to the Indian Women's League courtesy of a promotion. So much on offer in this tournament. Everything rides on the next game. The games come thick and fast. The turnaround time is less. The players have to be at their very best. A performance of this magnitude would count for nothing if Pudhuvai Unicorns fail to turn up in their final game, as they will be made to pay for a sluggish start of 2 consecutive defeats to this tournament. It looks like the women from Madhya Pradesh have accepted their fate as we are running quickly towards the dreaded full-time whistle for them. 8 goals conceded in less than 180 minutes of action. So many questions that Deepak Chauhan has to answer to the management. Kirtana still eager for the hat-trick. This time selflessly plays a square ball that is dealt to it by the captain Krishna. Now more good pressure as they finally get a chance to clear their lines. Rajwanti gets fouled there. A couple of substitutions. Arshi Gole, who has had her fair share of injury troubles in this game, will be leaving the field. Anshika comes on to replace her, and so will Anupama Chauhan make way for yet another player from the bench to replace her. A good chance for the youngsters in the final 10 minutes to show something different to earn a start in the next game. Can they find that elusive finish that the experienced forwards have lacked? In towards the box yet again, Uma Kewat is there. Well, she has had so many good things today to take home from. But the things that would linger on her mind are the couple of mistakes that she made in the injury time of the first half. The second goal, probably you could not blame her. That was a cross, that was not intentional.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಲ್ಲ
But
ರೀ.
the third goal, she let the ball go straight through her as Kirtana tapped home into an empty net. Well, it should have happened earlier on in the game as well, but Janani wasn't in a position to capitalize on that mistake from Uma. She recovered brilliantly, only for those two mistakes to completely take the game beyond their team. They haven't conceded in the second half, yes, but you could also put it to the fact that Pudhuvai Unicorns haven't gone at 100 miles per hour in the second half. They knew that the job was done, they started rotating, they started playing more cautiously. Well, I genuinely think Kirtana was the only one pushing for a fourth goal because her hat trick was on the line. She's still on a hat trick, remember. If their side can get the fourth goal, she'd be the one to provide them with that and seal off a fine hat trick to take home the Player of the Match award. Now, good footwork gets beyond the fullback. Here is a cutback chance to make it four. The shot, but straight once again at Umakewat. I think she made saves into the double digits for the day. Should have put more power beyond it. Kavita there. A good chance. Just put it straight at the goalkeeper, hoping for a mistake. That is never going to help a cause. Aarti seeking the ball in that direction. What a pass that is from Kirtana. The flags does stay down. Kavita plays it into the middle for Aarti. A chance to cross for the winger, but she cuts onto her left foot, goes for goal, hits the bar, and on the rebound, Uma makes a magical save. Well, it looks like the ball wouldn't go in the second half for either side. A great save from Charunitra. And on this side, you just don't need to speak about Umakevat saves newly. Very intelligent play from Aarti. Chopped it onto her left. Hit the post there on the rebound. A fantastic save from Uma. And maybe it has taken a toll on her. The goalkeeper is down, clutching in pain. They do have a replacement in Komal Rathod. But the coach has already used his substitutions. Perhaps one last one to change the injured goalkeeper. Plenty of stoppages in the second half as well. We will be looking at a bulky amount of added time. The back line of Pudhuvai Unicorns, what a job they have done. Their intent to catch the opposition offside. They were only caught off guard a couple of times in the second half, that too, by Uma Ivnati and Tanya Gole. Apart from that, they have been faultless in this game, especially the high line that they have deployed. Dinesh Kumar, responsible for everything that they do, has got his game plan perfectly as Uma rushes out to do the clearance. Well, this was lacking. We saw a fair bit of Pudhuvai Unicorns centre backs playing around in the first half. I think this is probably the second or third time that we are getting a chance to see the defenders play with the ball. Now under pressure, mixed zone for everyone. Finally, defender got it away. Uma hasn't given up. She will keep the ball in. As Barwani build up slowly, that is a certain foul there. Aarti charging in at 200 miles an hour. Devamitra, that was, beg your pardon. Well, the effect of the fresh legs, they'll still be running for another 30 or 40 minutes if you let them. Referee was right there to spot the infringement. Well stolen by the skipper Manisha. Aarti shrugged off the ball. Uma cannot get it under her control. Kirtana tries to find a pass towards the center of the park. Stolen away. Loose passes here and there as Anshika clears it out. It was the middle, missed by the defender. Is this a chance for Kirtana? But she wasn't interested as she was a long way out. Deva Mitra was running through on goal. But Uma is there yet again. A late defensive lapse. This was what happened in the first half during the injury time. I think they'll be happy that they saved their face by conceding only 3 in the first and none in the second so far. But let me not try to put a curse on it. The mini target would have been conceded no more in the second. Probably get 1 or 2 consolations if you can. Even if they do not get the consolation, they'll be happy with the fact that they're losing only 3-0. Uma. Good pressure from Vijay Jayanti. Samiksha's pass, but that was for no one. There were no one there to attack. Tanya Gole. Perhaps she will get nightmares of the flag being raised in her dreams as well. She was caught offside so many times, you could barely count it. Kirtana against Uma. Has the pace to get away from those challenges. But wins a throw in as Uma refuses to give up. Here is Vijaya. Swings a boot at it. Kept alive on the far side. Murugeshwari. Chops it towards the skipper who was under pressure, giving the ball away. Well, she grew into the game. The number 3, Nisha, came on at half time. Looked iffy at times. Loose pass and a ball being pinched off her. But she recovered brilliantly to show her aggressive defending. Just as we saw there. The final minute of normal time. Barwani still searching for that one goal that could give them something to play the next 2 games for. The ball came their way. That was a rash attempt, but it almost ended up going into the back of the net. That was well received by her teammates. That could have been some goal. I don't think she intended it to go in that direction at all. There, Mitra winning a throw in for her side. Padukone Dravid, Center for Sports Excellence, the host for all the Group B games in Bengaluru. An excellent turf, providing the players the best place to express themselves as we enter 4 minutes of injury time. It was 5 minutes in the first period as Casa Barwani imploded themselves. Can they try to do something different in these four? Probably get a couple of goals. Who knows? The deflection would not go their way kindly as Aarti runs onto it, but she is adjudged to have fouled the defender in the process. There was contact. The referee gave the benefit of the doubt to the defender as he thought perhaps excessive force was used there in the challenge. Kirtana there wanting the player to be sidelined so the play can resume. The referee pointing it to the time, to the spot that he knows that he will add on more minutes. Well, I think in the last few minutes, even she has given up going aggressively for her hat trick. Happy with the team's performance and perhaps not worth overextending herself and injuring and missing the next game. That is some smart play from Nisha. Kirtana lays it off towards the middle. Faced against the defender, Anshika does a good job to sweep it up. Rachna, that was, beg your pardon. Vijay Jayanti sends the cross in. Now, after all the pressure, the Unicorns still managed to keep it just as Casa Barwani looked to break. Kirtana, her range of passing not to be overlooked. She was very creative throughout the game. That is some creativity to spin around the defender and go for the finish, but well read by Uma, who makes sure that there are no goals in injury time. That was very well done by Kavita. Took one touch and spun past the defender. Made sure to put it on target. But unfortunately, that was all it was. Just a shot on target as Uma Kevat refused to be beaten. This time, the ball goes past everyone. But the referee comes to the rescue of Barwani by raising his flag. Devamitras' eyes lit up there for a minute. She thought she could get a late goal. Something she failed to do when she started the previous game ahead of Kirtana. Anu Gupta's long punt forward. Samiksha can keep it alive. But a weak toe poke cleared by the defender Shubhashni, who scored the opener to start it all on the day. And now there is a chance for Aarti to find Kirtana there. Perhaps she was all alone, unmarked on that right hand side. Unfortunately, Aarti cannot get her head up and pick her. Cleared without any hesitation. Nisha keeping it alive for the skipper Monisha. There was an offside in the build-up as Barwani cleared it though. Well, that would come. Well, as Barwani was attacking, and now it is a free kick for the Unicorns. Spread towards that left-hand side. Murugeshwari emerging on an adventurous run, a chance to cross into the middle. Can she do it with the final action of the day? Perhaps that was a good header. Glance just wide. Uma was beaten well. She was hoping, she was praying that the ball wouldn't nestle in the back of the net. It just sails wide as we are beyond the allotted 4 minutes. But the referee says that is it as he brings curtains on this encounter between Pudhuvai Unicorns and Casa Barwani in the Indians Women's League 2. A thorough, dominating performance from the Unicorns. Shubhashni opened the scoring from a corner, and then Kirtana, who returned to the side after an injury, came to life in the injury time by scoring 2 goals. The first one was certainly meant to be a cross, but it ended up in the back of the net. And Uma Kevat, who was very good to that point, making a mistake, presenting Kirtana an empty net to tap into. Those 3 goals in the first half was enough for them to seal all 3 points and stay alive in this Group B as they inflicted a second straight defeat on Casa Barwani. A concerning sign for the girls from Madhya Pradesh. They have conceded 8 in the previous 2 games and have yet to score a goal at the tournament. The next game will be approaching very quickly. Well, this is how the second half panned out. A loose effort from Kavita. Once again, Uma was up to the task, making very good saves in the second period. The Unicorns found it very easy to cut past, but that was a chance that should have been taken. That was a very poor effort, all things considered, from Tanya Gole. Probably at 3-1, who knows, we could have had a different game altogether with 30 minutes remaining. That was another half-hearted attempt from Uma Ivnati. Yuvrani testing the goalkeeper. This was another fine save from Uma. And now Aarti hit the side netting one time. And then there was another brilliant effort from Aarti herself. But what about this save? Kavita trying to get it through the middle, and that was another fantastic save, a double save. Aarti's effort hit the post. She made a lot of saves to deny Kavita potentially. The number 8 could have had a hat trick as well, even with the last effort of the game. That was a glancing header that went marginally wide. A bit of an improved performance in the second half from Casa Barwani, but it wasn't enough to save them from a 3-0 beating. 63% possession, nearly two-thirds to the Unicorns. 24 shots, you could barely comprehend it. 14 on target, 3 of them ending up in the back of the goal. A couple of shots for Casa Barwani, 1 on target, and in reality, those 2 shots should have been converted well. It ends in Bengaluru. Pudhuvai Unicorns 3, Casa Barwani Soccer Club nil. As it brings curtains to the match day 3, we will be back in action soon for another match day in Indian Women's League 2. Casa Barwani Soccer Club will be taking on Indian Arrows Women Juniors on the 9th of this month at 9 a.m. On the same day, Intakashi lock horns with the host Roots Football Club at 4 p.m. as Pudhuvai Unicorns enjoy an off day before returning on the final match day of the group. We will see you with more action. Stay tuned to Indian football.
ಈಗ ತೆಗಿಬೇಕೇನ್ರಿ ಇದು ಗ್ರೂಪು ರಾಘವ್ರೆ